Behind me is 3 weeks worth of incredible garage sale sourcing. I'm just kidding, it was one day. It was one epic day where we filled the van. And in this video, we're gonna show everything that we got, detail how much we paid, how much we might actually profit. We're gonna list literally every single thing on eBay, Amazon, whatnot, and maybe some other ways. And we're gonna talk about, is it possible to garage sale for a living full-time in 2023? A lot of people would say no. We're going to have a whole video series, and this is number two, the number 2 installment of how much can we make as an hourly rate garage sailing for a living. So let's dive in. And thanks to XYAB, the sponsor of this channel. They're a business-to-business video game accessories supplier. We love them and use them frequently in our business. You can use the link in the description for $50 off your first order of $100 or more. Go do it. The garage sale day. One of my best days in 21 years of hitting garage sales. Some of the highlights, this nerd sale right here, that's what I'm calling it, just full of like glorious board games, Lord of the Rings stuff like this. You know, Fortune and Glory, Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons, these epically amazing 20-inch Lord of the Rings figures. That sale I only spent like $335, and the value is astronomical, and we're gonna find out exactly how much because I really don't know. I literally bought 3 full tables plus stuff in the basement, and the price was so good that I said sure, and we'll figure it out later. So that's what we're doing today. Among so many other finds, including this glorious N64 score back here with these box games, and there's more inside that box. I still haven't figured out what's all in there. All these Funko Pops, you know, are Funko Pops worth it? We'll see if we have any good ones. There's just so much that happened this day, and we gotta get exactly how much I paid, how much we're gonna profit, and really like dive into the strategy of how we're gonna maximize the sales of all of this stuff. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are too. So we've started the listing process. Matt went through all the Funko Pops. We used the Funko Price Guide as the reference for value. This is pretty crazy because I almost just didn't buy these. They had them all on one table, and at the end I was like, I probably would regret it if I didn't buy those. I asked how much for everything, and they said $50, which is absolutely insane. As Matt has went through them, there's some really good ones. There's some common ones, of course, but they're all valued on the top. You can see these are all going to be in Whatnot Buy It Now. So if you're interested, check out our Whatnot Chase_ATRP over on Whatnot. Those will be in our shop. And the value total is, what'd you say it was? Over 1,000?
1,072.
1,072, which is amazing. $50 buy cost on those. We knew this sale was great. I didn't know that this buy would be that great. Even cutting out 30% for price adjustment and fees, it's still, we'll call it $750 in value on the Funkos. He did set aside the ones that are over 50 or right in that 50 range are going to be for eBay because we like to keep our average sales price high on eBay. The listings take a little bit more time. And then Alpel's been listing some of the amazing things on eBay. What are some of the highlights?
Yeah, well, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so all these Lord of the Rings figures are amazing. This Gandalf, we have 3 20-inch figures, but this Gandalf is by far the best. It's like a $200 find. The other ones are about $1 to $120. This Bratz, this one, I put this up for $350 because I mean, what do you say about that? That's just.
Do you remember hearing what I paid on that?
I don't know.
$3.
Wow.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I saw them and I was like, those might be worth it, and was walking away looking them up and then realized, oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Like,
yeah, because.
Massive bolo. I'm going to guess that wasn't too much.
It wasn't great. I think it was like $30 or $40 I listed
still,
for.
It was $3.
And this I think I listed for $80.
So you heard it
Bratz
here.
figures.
Like I've bought big lots of used ones before for like $20. You know, you get 30 figures, list them for $100 or whatever. But if they're new old stock,
Yeah.
we've just discovered these
Huge
are
bolos.
these are massive.
Yes.
That's insane. What'd you list Treebeard for? This one I was curious about when we bought it.
I think I listed it for like 100.
Okay. So the 20-inch figures, this is
Yeah.
for your reference. Treebeard, all of those, Lord of the Rings figures, and then everything over here, like these Spawn figures here, and these ones in the baggies. We got all those for $100.
That's insane.
Like this garage sale was one of the greatest garage sales that I've ever been to. And I can't believe it because they were out on the table, and it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And then there's this
Oh, yeah, this. That was the
Anheuser
same
Busch,
sale. Got that for $10.
and
Just
I think
on a whim.
It's listed for 120. So
you found a sold in that range? I think I found a sold in that range on Worth Point.
Yeah.
Okay, that was an older sold. So yeah, like everything at the sale was incredible. The reason this stuff was still out. Now, a lot of people think we live in a magic honey hole wonderland, which sometimes maybe we do compared to other places, but that's not the full story. That weekend there were 8 other neighborhood sales east of the town that I went to. I knew that all the resellers, all the competition would be in those neighborhoods because they're good ones. And I pivoted and went to this other place that apparently no other reseller went to, or some people that are looking for this type of stuff. And it panned out really, really, really well. There weren't a ridiculous amount of sales, but it was an unbelievable day. So this sale, just one of them, $335 all in. We still have all of this stuff to go. This is all from that nerd sale here. Every single thing left on the tables. So I'm very excited to see how it pans out. And you guys got to stick around because we still haven't looked up 90% of this stuff, and I'm really curious to see how it pans out. Everything else from the garage sale day I've got over in this area. So, I mean, here's the N64 score. Unbelievable for $100. Look at how nice these boxes are. My heart was just beating so fast when I saw these. I'm pretty sure every single one will be a condition upgrade. I'm going to pair this with my Star Wars Episode 1 Racer console I have the box for. And then Majora's Mask, almost certainly that will be a condition upgrade. That's crazy. That was on an ask. Most of our biggest scores were on an ask. The PS4 was on an ask. We got that for $20. If that works, obviously, fantastic. I think it only came with one controller. The other controller came from something else. I don't know. Xbox One came from the nerd sale as well. I forgot about that being part of it. There were games as well. The SNES Classic and 360, this was all on an ask. They're using a PS Vita charger to power the thing, which I think is pretty funny. And then most of these games were from that. But this was another crazy find of the day. These were sitting out at the table at noon. And I don't even understand how that's possible because so many people would buy those if they saw them. The GameCube Skylar got on an ask. They had nothing interesting at the sale. A couple older ladies who were really nice. And he was able to get her to drive back home and bring the GameCube back out to the sale. Paid up for it, $80. It's got 3 controllers and Double Dash, and it had some Wii games with it, but nothing crazy. And then over here, the 360 and the PS1 was like the first score of the day. We got this PS2 actually also at the nerd sale for $10. These are a good bolo right here. We're going to see how much these are worth on eBay. In fact, we'll list these next, and we'll let you guys know how much these M-frame Oakleys are worth. Okay, so Alpal looked into these, got them listed on eBay, and I'm curious, Alpal, what you discovered, what you think we might be able to get.
So I think these are called vented heaters. I think they're like the M-frame ones.
They're definitely M-frame, I know that.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is, but I think they're like the Series 1 M-frame or whatever.
So truly vintage.
Yes. So I found a similar listing for this guy for $250. So I put it up for $250.
That's crazy.
I put this guy at $200 because it's got yellowing. This rubber piece is like coming off.
Yeah.
So this one's not in the best shape.
Like somebody buying that, do they just have replacement rubber pieces and they don't care, or does that matter?
I don't know. I did guess that as they're just replacements. I don't know.
That's crazy though, because I paid $7 a piece for these. I projected them at $70 each in value, but I knew that was the worst case scenario.
That's definitely the worst case scenario.
Okay, so even if we were to get like a half off offer on each, that's $100 and $125, which is crazy. And you've also been getting into a lot of the stuff from the nerd sale, so I want you to point out a couple of the highlights and the best pieces from these.
So a couple highlights is this Morpheus from Matrix. It's about like $100.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the little phone and the table and stuff is important. But yeah, probably around that $100 range.
Okay.
And then this guy, I think it's like Conan the Barbarian. I don't remember what this is from. And these are all like McFarlane toys.
McFarlane is the brand, yes.
Yep. I think I put this up for $200. And
Dang.
I think that's pretty
Which
safe.
means we might take offers of 150, 175, stuff like
Yeah.
that. We always have offers on. But yeah, this is pretty incredible. I remember this really excited me. This was around 80 bucks, right?
I put it up for 80 bucks. Yeah.
80 bucks, brand new. They had that marked for $3 at the sale. And then I bought it and they were like, "Oh, we've got a second one. Did you want the other one?" I'm like,
Definitely.
of course. So
Yes.
all this stuff here on this table, plus the stuff on the ground, and this guy right here, which I don't think you've listed yet.
I have that drafted. I think it's for, I put it up for like 170, I think.
Okay, so all that stuff came
So-
out of the basement, plus some
Yeah.
Funko Pops, all for 60 bucks.
That's insane.
Wow.
I mean, these aren't like anything insane. I mean, you would think
30, 40 bucks or
they're
something?
30, 40 bucks. So I'm getting everything for 60. Obviously, I mean, even 34
Yeah.
bucks a piece. I mean,
I suspected they could be like even better than that, but obviously we're very happy
oh, of course.
with those results. And then let's talk about what's over here. So how did these pan out? These Lord of the Rings figures here. These are what, 12-inch figures maybe?
They're not. There's not a whole lot on them.
Okay.
I think I put these up for like 40, 45 bucks a piece.
Did you have to use like Worth Point or CATRP at all on these?
No, but sometimes I couldn't find a sold. I could only find listings.
Okay.
So I just pretty much
So you're just coming in at the lowest.
copied that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a good point to point out, is that we always research by eBay sold listings, and you can like lock that filter on. If there's no sold listings, check the listed and go off of that. But then if there's no listed or sold, you got to use Worth Point, which I did use for something here. Let's talk about that. So yes, I think I already mentioned it to you guys, but I used it for this Budweiser crate, but also the Gandalf here, 20-inch. There wasn't a ton of information on that, especially in the box, so it definitely came in handy with that as well. Now, Worth Point, there is a subscription to it. We might have an affiliate link or something in the description, so check that out. And then on this table, we have everything kind of set aside for Amazon. Now, Amazon, it's like the games, the systems are the most obvious, and then a lot of various electronics are going to have good Amazon listings. So we're going to process those through Amazon first. It's a good stack of games. We got a lot of games. Really, the biggest scores were probably in the nerd stuff, but still some really cool games to go through. We got to test all the systems. Now, Xbox Ones tend to be a very long testing process with like updates and things that got to happen to make sure they work. Got to connect to Wi-Fi to reset it. They're kind of a pain, to be honest, so I really don't like having much money invested into those. Because the other reason is half the time they don't work. There's just some sort of issue with them pretty consistently. From original Xbox all the way up to Xbox Ones, I have a lot of trouble. So I'm hoping that they pan out, that they work. We're going to do some testing, do some cleaning. We probably got to go through a bunch of the discs and clean them in our glorious Echo Master 50-in-1, the game changer machine. So as we do that, we're going to start listing stuff on Amazon, and we'll update how the Amazon value is panning out. I mean, really, this is a remarkable garage sale day. We're keeping track of hours, and of course, by the end of the video, we'll have our hourly rate written out to see how well we did on this week of garage selling for a living. It's officially Amazon Day, so Matt and I are going to take a bunch of time processing through the consoles and games, and we're going to start to know how this day is really going to pan out. I think Alpal is going to continue with some eBay listing. Still so much from the nerd sale. I did separate some things into a whatnot bin. These games, not quite worth listing on eBay or taking the time to do so. These, we still have to look up some of them. Some of them might be lots, but I think these ones are going to be mostly worth listing individually. So a miracle happened today while listing on Amazon. We had 3 Xbox 360s, an E, an arcade, and a Slim, plus 2 Xbox Ones. Matt just got done testing them, and every single one works. It's honestly probably about 40% of Xboxes of any variety that I get from a garage sale don't end up working. So going 5 for 5 is crazy. You can hear the Echo Master behind us right now. So I've been cleaning all of the game discs. Right now we're doing the Blu-ray discs that were worth selling on Amazon. About half the games ended up not being worth selling, and I'll flip it around and show you what those were. So all of these not worth selling on Amazon. They're basically not over 10 bucks. So these are going to go in our 3 for 10 fire sales for whatnot. So still some value, just not individually on Amazon. All of these are what have been listed. We have 40 items in our batch right now. The listed value after fees is $1,648. So not too bad at all. We got a SNES Classic here. This one ended up being pretty good. You know, I knew these were good on Amazon quite well. Might even get like 120, 140 bucks. We'll see what happens with it. Xbox One Connect, 360 Connect right here. You've got the Xbox 360 500 gigabyte bundle. So Matt was able to find the Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops 2 game. There's a good bundle for that on Amazon. Really nice price on that one if we get it. Here's the 360 arcade unit, and we use 14 by 12 by 6 boxes. You can find these boxes and all the other boxes we use at CATRPcrew.com. We say that a lot, but just want to make sure you guys know. We had the PS2 did not work. We've had multiple controllers that didn't work. Other than that, we're doing okay as far as functionality goes. Here's what we have on the table. The N64 score I'm going to put on the garage sale shelf. So we're not going to be selling that. I'm keeping that because that was so crazy for 100 bucks. Look how beautiful these are. Just crazy to find those inside of that box as he brought it out at the sale. Unbelievable. Alpal's been over here. He's working on the board games now. So Pathfinder, my goodness. Tough to know if that's complete or not. That's kind of the kicker.
Well, there are expansions that aren't included with, like, there's like a base set and there's expansions. So with the expansions, it could be anywhere from like 50 to 120 bucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
these are all different expansions. Yeah, for sure.
Because this one has like 4 or 5 of them. So.
Oh. Yeah, that's definitely going to add value because expansions are definitely where it's at. Those were what I was most excited about was the Pathfinder games. And this one, that one was good, wasn't it?
I haven't looked that one up yet.
I think that's like 180 bucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll have to confirm that. Yeah. But you've listed some of these figures. These are panning out. These are probably like, what, 20, 30 bucks a piece, the Star Wars?
Yeah.
The Warcraft, I know one was like 40. What was the other one?
That was like 30.
So 30 and 40. Yeah. Okay, so we're doing pretty good there. Everything over here is listed for eBay. So 4 Spawn figures listed as a lot for 75. This ended up working, even though it had corrosion. I assume that was around 100?
I think it was 80.
80? Okay. This was surprising.
This was surprising. So
Benedict Cumberbatch Dragon.
There was like a used open box one that sold for like $350.
Used open box for $350. So what'd you list it for?
So I listed that at $300. There's like no competition. So
yeah, it's extremely rare. Yeah. Based on what we were finding, tough to find comps, and we have the little figure with it. Yes. With the black arrow, $300. That would be amazing. I imagine we would take offers in the 200 range.
Sure. Yes.
Especially considering what we have into it.
Yep.
The 3DS XL sadly ended up being broken. That was actually from a previous set of garage sales, but we got around to listing that. So our profits are definitely coming along here. It's been a lot of work though, a lot of cleaning, a lot of packing up stuff for Amazon. Almost all the discs needed to run through the resurfacer. So it's work, but we love doing it, and I think our hourly rate on this one is gonna be pretty good. Stick around to the end to see what it was. And we're using AccelerList to do the Amazon shipment. Right now, 40 items. The breakdown as we send it off to Amazon is 3 and 37. So 2 different warehouse, 1 getting 3, but they're the bigger systems, like 2 of the 360s and the SNES Classic. So we're gonna approve that. We'll bank the $16.48 in after fees value. We'll add that, and then we'll be adding on top of that as we continue. I'm gonna add up our buy cost real quick because I don't think I've said that yet. I've got it written down. I just gotta add it up. All right, buy cost was $894. That's the most unbelievable part of this day is everything was so crazy cheap on prices that the seller named. Even came up higher on some of the asking prices. Let them keep the change, stuff like that, but $894 on this stuff is absolutely insane. We're gonna have some serious profit by the end of it. It's the next day. We've been very hard at work. Most of today has been finishing the eBay piles. We got Amazon all taken care of. I've got a total value to report to you guys here in probably the next clip. Couple tips though. One big one for a haul like today's haul where a lot of the stuff, I just didn't really know what it was or how to find it. But like Google Lens. You guys probably already know this. If you don't, just get the Google app if you've got iPhone and just hit that little search button using Google Lens and stuff like this. So all these ended up being Warcraft figures, these loose figures in the bag. There's no way I would have known the names of them, but Google Lens is a lifesaver, and that applies to just about everything. It's like the auction house that I've sent some of the fishing stuff with. They use Google Lens for a lot of the stuff because they're not experts in everything, right? So it's a game changer. It makes researching much easier, a lot faster, and it helps a ton. So definitely use that. Alpal's going to start adding up the eBay value total. I'm going to calculate the amount of hours we all spent collectively, and we'll come back at you guys with our total listed value, the after fees projection, and get you an hourly rate for this weekend of garage sales. Okay, Alpal's got the total number. Before we get to that, we haven't really talked much about these board games. I haven't even really asked you, so how did these pan out? I paid $100 for the whole table, and it had some other things too.
Yeah. So overall, especially the ones like in this area, were really good.
Okay.
This one down here is actually the best. I listed this
Fortune
for
and Glory.
180.
Nice.
These two, I can't remember which one. I listed one for 130 and one for 100. Now, a lot of these games have a ton of expansion packs.
Yeah.
So pricing is like, I don't know what's included, and that's another risk for all these board games. Stuff could not be included, and I'm like, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of just pricing.
We're
We'll
starting
see what
high
happens.
and having offers on.
Yes.
These ones in particular, like the boxes literally leave space for people to buy expansions and put them in there, and each one had like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, a lot of the games were like that, where it had space for expansions.
Okay.
So it's like.
So that definitely helps because he had a lot of the expansions.
Yes.
So that's good. $100 definitely has aged very, very well. This was a remarkable garage sale day. Now we're going to come at you with the totals. I'll pass the camera over to you, Alpal. Okay. Buy cost was $894. I still can't believe that. The time to source and time to process was more significant than normal. It was a lot of Alpal's time doing the eBay stuff. On average, we each spent 10 hours of just processing. Alpal had more, me and Matt had a little bit less, but that's a total processing time of 30 hours. And then the time to source, 3 guys, 7 hours each, 21 hours. It was Matt's birthday. We could have done it with 2 guys, but that was the reality. So 51 hours total. Now the Amazon value, and this is going to be after fees, as projected, was $2,248. That was all the games, the systems, but eBay was the real kicker. We'll get to that last. Whatnot value, $920, most of the Funko Pops. This bin under here is all going to be Whatnot, some of the random board games. And that's a conservative value estimate because just our buy it nows are a little bit higher than that. So that's also after fees. And then the eBay value, listed value, was just over $6,000. Absolutely insane. We're starting high on this stuff because there's not many comps on a lot of it. So we're going to factor out 40% of it to eliminate fees, and then know that we're probably going to take an average of 25% off on all of these items, and that will be a total of $3,600 after fees, after everything. So the after fees value on these items projected by us as best as we can, $6,768 on an $894 buy cost at 51 hours. That is $132 an hour. Can you still garage sale for a living in 2023? In this case, the answer is absolutely yes. Can we repeat this every week? Absolutely not. So hopefully we'll have some other weeks like this, some that are quite a bit less, and we'll still balance out to a great hourly rate. Subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.